how did this all come together, that where you started and where you've gotten to at this point in the game?
Well, first of all, Rodney, thank you so much for the invitation. Charles and I are thrilled to be here. There's no doubt about it. And Eric, I appreciate it so much, the comments that you made. You actually had me in tears.
Thank you.
Trying to make sure that we are doing things properly and going forward, and every obstacle we meet, we want to meet it ethically, morally, and doing things properly can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. And knowing that that's making a difference in someone's life and they're appreciating that we're doing that means more than you'll ever know. It really does. So with that being said, the vision, I love to talk about it. It was powerful in my life. What happened was I had personally gone through a very severe illness in which I just about died. I was told to get my affairs in order and pick out the color of my casket. And so I was a pastor's wife for 18 years, and for those last 3 years, I was basically chair-ridden. Not bedridden, but chair-ridden. And it was very devastating to go from being a very active pastor's wife, looking after 2 or 3 churches, being a home missionary myself, involved in that, to all of a sudden fighting for my life. And with seizures, many seizures during the day, and lots of different things that I was facing. And then finally they found many of the sources of the problems. It was allergies, and it was different things, and so they got a treatment regime in place, and there was lots of prayer made all over the world for me. It was amazing. But it was during this time when I started to heal, after a lot of the prayer and a lot of the doctors had done what they could do for me, that the Lord began to really touch me and heal me, and I was getting a measure of health back so I could begin to go to work. And going back to the active life as a pastor's wife, there was no way I could handle that yet. So I got online, and I decided to pick up the company I had been with for years called Juice Plus, and just start gently back with that a little bit. And then a friend of mine called, and of course that was none other than William R. Anderson Jr. He's another one of our co-owners, co-founders. And Bill asked me if it was possible that he could bless my husband and I in our ministry, and he wanted to give me a home-based business. And I liked the product, I love the product, and I said, well, sure, Bill. I mean, who's gonna turn down somebody wanting to bless them in their ministry? No way. So I went ahead and I took the product, and I enjoyed the product, and we were using it. And then Bill said to me, he said, well, there's a residual income attached to this. And to be perfectly honest, I was not in the least bit interested. I said, well, thank you very much, appreciate that. But so anyway, the last thing I wanted was another company to have to deal with. But the Lord has plans for you sometimes, and you just don't see it coming right away. He kind of introduces you to things a little bit at a time. So about 3 or 4 weeks later, I went back into the back office of this little company, and sure enough, there was residual income in there. And I said, okay, Lois, you're going to have to take a look at this. So it was at that time the Lord showed me how you can use marketing companies with residual income to help fund churches and charities and different organizations. And it's not a new concept. There are others out there doing it, for sure. But the magnitude of what he gave to me was very large, and I began sharing it. So, of course, Bill was the first one I shared with it. Charles, of course, was involved with the other program, and then we also met with Gus, and Gus being a friend of Bill's. And when the 4 of us came together, I mean, we are probably 4 of the most unique people you'd ever get in a room. There's physical reasons why we're spread all over the planet, I'm sure, because it can be explosive sometimes. But we have a really strong vision and burden to help those that are hurting. And within my family personally, my husband, when he first became a minister, the first thing he went down into the basement of our home, and he came up with a Bible study called Ministering to the Saints. And he pulled every single scripture out of the New Testament on giving and helping people. And there was over 200 scriptures on helping people. And it was just like, it blew us away. It was already in our heart. That's who we were. But it was just like, to see it in black and white, it was so beautiful. And it was just like, Eric, you mentioned, or I think Rodney, the joy, of the umbrella. And it was just like, there is joy in giving. There truly is. Whether you give it your time, energy, finances, what have you, there's a tremendous amount of joy in that. And that joy is what TVG is all about in TVG-Connect. We want people to experience that joy of giving, to have that vision that they personally can help anyone on the planet. And what came out of this, from seeing that residual income can be used, was the whole concept of TVG-Connect. And Charles and Bill and Gus and a few others, there was another gentleman involved as well, they came to my husband, myself, and my son, who's also a pastor, and asked that we put together a company that would actually minister to the churches. Because the other small company we were using, we had about 1,800 different churches and charities and organizations that we were using through the Christian sponsorship program, is what we called it at that time. And so when we saw that it would work, and it did work, I mean, we were feeding children in India, we were helping churches were getting their lights paid, organizations were getting an income, so it was working. We call it now our pilot project, and it was working and working well. So we were asked to put together something for the churches and charities. This is where our expertise is. This is what makes us who we are. We've had over 18 years working with the charitable organizations and churches, and setting up charitable organizations, to setting up whole church organizations within Canada. And so those are the things that where our level of expertise were. So we said, okay, what are we going to do? So we looked at it and we said, what are the problems that someone has from the time they get a call to do a humanitarian work or a mission till the time they're actually in the field? So we took every single problem that they had, and that was when the answers started coming. All of a sudden now there was expert travel arrangements with people that are experts in missionary travel. So we don't just have a travel package. We have a travel package that is geared especially for humanitarian work and for missionary work and for families. And so we've got experts in the travel field. We have experts in the insurance field. All these different companies then started coming to us, and we were finding these companies. And now over 25 companies have partnered with TVG-Connect, see the vision, see how they can help, and how they can help get people into the field to help people. And the key with TVG-Connect that kind of gets lost sometimes in all the things that we do, because it's a huge program, there's no doubt about it, it's an absolutely huge program, is the fact that it is a home-based business. And the smallest person, just grandma at home, can actually, if she's got her computer in front of her, can join a small little program that is absolutely huge in scope, but it's just $9.95. And all of a sudden now she can get involved helping missions all over the world through our product. She can go in and she can find, oh look, they need some baby hats knitted at the local hospital. I can knit baby hats. And she can take them over. All of a sudden, she has that feeling of her life is worth value. There's joy in it. So every single family, every single person can benefit from the joy that's in TVG-Connect. And of course, those that are the recipients, I've actually had missionaries in tears when we have come to them and helped them get an entourage of 70 from the United States to places like the Philippines. Absolutely in tears, because they could come to one place, deal with one person, and have all their needs met. We've been able to get missionaries home when their parents have been sick. We have one gentleman, his mom was not well. With just 2 phone calls, instantly he was home. He was doing fantastic. His mom was well. He was able to care for his mom. And it's those type of things that you just can't put a price on. So when you're out there helping, when you're getting those lifetime memberships and you're advertising the projects for these charities and churches and different things, you are truly helping. You can actually sit back and relax and enjoy and go, wow, I'm doing something for someone. I'm making a difference. There's a child that's going to eat this week that wouldn't have ate last week because of what I'm doing today. I mean, that is powerful motivation. So the vision for me came in 2 stages, really. The first one was when I saw the residual income. The second was when I entered into prayer one day, and I did something a little different. I said, Lord, what's on your heart today? And he allowed me to hear the cries of the children, the tears. And I'm a grandma and a mom, and I couldn't handle that. To me, it was almost like a vision of hell. It was just like, oh, Lord, please, no, I can't handle that. But to hear that and know that's what's on the Lord's heart, that our flagship scripture that we kind of, took as our own was, Jesus said, when you do it unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. So we actually work out our Christian faith by helping others. That's exactly what we do. And to know that we're actually feeding children worldwide, we have huge feeding programs, one with 15,000. They didn't have enough funding. They were 25,000 in Nicaragua and had to back up to 15,000. They want to get back up to 25,000 children they're feeding. And when we do feeding programs, we see these folks, like we're supporting these charities. And these charities, they're doing such awesome work. I mean, the real folk, you're probably not going to see the ones that we're helping too much on TV. You know why? Because they're too busy doing the work. We actually make sure that all of our charities are screened. This is why we work within some of the churches, so that we can actually put people on the ground connecting with these people. We had one lady that got stranded. Her missionary group left her stranded in one country. Well, just a call back to TVG-Connect, instantly she was connected with other missionaries in the area. We now have another full feeding program because of her and the school that's going forward in Haiti. So those are the type of real life situations that are happening. And when you folks are out there, you're in the fields, you're talking to people, it's like Christmas all year round. It's incredible. And I can't wait to share the joy with all of you. I'm absolutely thrilled. So Charles, you want to add to that?
I don't think anyone can follow that, Lois. Wow.
Right.
It's our heart. It's what we love. And we're passionate about it. Charles, wouldn't you say we're passionate about it?
Oh, yes. We are definitely passionate, furious, definitely.
I do have a really quick question, because there are a lot of people that are messaging me, calling me, and emailing me about this one specific question about when it comes to churches. I have people coming to me, my dad's in this church, and my cousins are part of this church. They want to know, how do they bring churches in? What's the process of how that works?
Okay, the best thing, first of all, we're working on the lifetime memberships right now. So we're working actually on the organizational heads and on, of course, our large teams. So, this is perfect. Our smaller churches and different things like that will be the next phase. Okay. Right now with the church organizations, there's 1, 2, 3 large organizations that have already been pre-registered, and they know about what's happening. They're engaged with all this. Those number in about, just about 10 million. So the thing is, working systematically through their heads and their districts and then down to the churches is the way we'll do it from a corporate level. When you have someone that's coming to you saying, I have a church, we're putting together material right now. The best video that we have is the slides for the churches. How can TVG help your church? That's the best one. And that the actual flyer that I just did on the fundraising, that's another great one. The main thing is you want to take in the church itself, or someone within the church can actually become the contact for TVG-Connect. So let's say it's a cousin, so that's in a church and they want to bring the church in. Make that person the contact. And then from there, speak to the pastor, tell them about a fundraising program, and keep it at its simplest level. Churches are all the time doing fundraisers. That's not a new concept to them at all. So they're used to selling chocolate bars. They're used to selling magazines. They're used to doing anything they can to raise funds to accomplish their goals. So I constantly use the old chocolate bar, saying, well, you know what it's like to do a chocolate bar campaign, and you sell the chocolate bars and you get a commission? Well, you only get one commission. When that chocolate bar is sold and that's eaten, that's it. It's gone. It's over. Well, with TVG-Connect, that's right. With TVG-Connect, when they sell a commission or when they sell a membership to TVG-Connect, what then happens is the church gets all the directs, and the church then basically has a residual income each and every month from that one sale. The church members then have a fantastic place to connect within the actual product line, which is our secured social media site, which I have seen, which is incredible. We're actually decorating everything right now, getting the shelves ready for you guys to walk through the doors. But I mean, the product that's in there, I'm just so excited about. You can totally be sold on your product. You never have to hang your head. You've got a powerful product in the product board, and you've got a powerful product in the social media platform. And churches, we had one of our gentlemen who said this. He said, all I have to do is tell my mother. He said, there's a secured social media platform, and she'll say, where do I sign up? People are looking for this. They're really looking for this, and it's very professional. It's wonderful. So basically, you're telling the church it's a fundraising program. Your members are actually going to purchase the product, which they can be proud of, and of course, there's lots of savings in there as well for them in our marketing suite. You know, they've got Thrive, Juice Plus. There's 225 different companies where they can save money. I'll let maybe Charles tell you about all that, but it's that's how you bring them in. It's a fundraising program, and instead of chocolate bars, they're going to sell memberships, and what's going to happen is they are going to receive a monthly income, and if you use that flyer, any church with over 9 members or any organization that's able to sell more than 9 memberships will earn an income.
No, definitely, Lois. One of the really cool things about working with our churches is you can actually sponsor a church as a lifetime VIP member. So this would mean that the full extent of their congregation and connections would be part of your sales team. So I know this is definitely a really great strategy that some of our builders are using to not only support the churches, but to establish very good momentum within your organization.